The other day I was sitting there going through some of the trailers and actually came across one that's coming up, Marvel Knights production, Ghost Rider 2. You remember Ghost Rider, right, Harold?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, they're actually coming out with Ghost Rider 2, so Spirit of Vengeance is going to be in 3D, and the trailer is, I mean, by far, just from the trailer alone, I would actually go see that movie. It was pretty interesting, very entertaining looking, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I think what is a big deal is the fact that Marvel has really done a great job as far as pushing their brand to so many different companies. Sony has Spider-Man coming out next year. Who's actually doing the Ghost Rider? Is it Sony still, or is it who is it?
It's Columbia Pictures is distributing it, and also they're the studio behind it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's under the Marvel Knights banner. The funny thing about Ghost Rider 2, though, is I think I mentioned to you in conversation that Eva Mendes turned it down. And I was pretty surprised because, her career has been pretty stellar lately, that she would actually turn down any roles. I'm kind of shocked, So,
well, to speak on her behalf, Eva Mendes is very busy with absolutely nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess,
Never underestimate how much nothing can take up your time.
It could. It definitely could. What else we got going on?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Joe. What we got going on now is a perfect segue to the Wolverine 2 X-Men First Class Part 2. They're currently, what happened was the big nuclear fallout in Japan. It completely just decimated Japan, and we feel very badly about what's going on, and we just hope them the best as they reconstruct their country. But it also destroyed the chances of Wolverine 2 actually being filmed in Japan. Prices of filming there have gone up. Some of the locations they were spotting out, it's just not the safest place to be at. In fact, the director actually threatened to walk if they didn't film it here in the continental United States. So they kind of went to the studio, and the studio made a deal. They don't have to film it in, they can't film it in the U.S., but they'll film it in Canada instead of in Japan. So once that filming is going to be done, Wolverine 2 will be coming out next year. The last title was X-Men Origins Wolverine. And then this one's going to be called, I think it's going to be called The Wolverine. And then we have...
who's going to be the villain in Wolverine? Do you know yet? If it's in Japan, I would have think it maybe be like the Silver Samurai. I think that was like one of his...
So the latest thing that came across the line is Star Trek 2 is a go. It took them long enough to get approval. I mean, the fans loved it. People loved it.
They haven't started filming that yet?
No, they haven't started filming it yet. They're still writing the script.
Are you serious?
I am serious. But they're now picking people for the movie, and they said they want to give the role of the villain to Benicio del Toro. I think he looks like a great Star Trek villain. I don't know who he's going to be. Maybe Khan or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty PO'd about it too, because none of the actors outside of the person who played Sulu actually is doing anything that I am.
Back in 2009, after that movie completed and everyone saw it in the theaters, I would have jumped right back on and had that movie out this coming year or 2012, so that you have your fan base intact still. So,
well, I think what they should do is do what a lot of movies are doing now: is film two movies and then just cut it. Especially like a movie like Star Trek. If the first movie's popular, film 2 movies back to back, cut it, and give it to us in a part 2, part 3 segment.
You're right. They should at least consider it or do something. They should have been casting for the villains from the first movie. So have a plan. I mean, why are you waiting till now? It's kind of doesn't make any sense to me. But
I don't know why we saved the last segment to always be the most depressing one. Where's Waldo, or Where's Wally, if you're from the UK, is getting a movie. I don't understand why or how they're going to make a Where's Waldo movie. If you actually do a YouTube search, and we'll add it in the description, there is an actual Where's Waldo movie trailer, and it was cut to being a movie where the guy who's Waldo is actually a bomber, and he's destroying parts of the world, if I remember correctly, and it's cut that nobody can find him, so it's like Where's Waldo as a horror kind of thing. So I thought it was pretty funny. They had different characters in it and everything. It was pretty interesting. But
how old is that trailer?
That trailer was like this year, actually. The guy made it as a spoof towards the actual idea that they said they're going to buy the rights to Where's Waldo.
I gotcha.
Okay. But I think what's really interesting is the fact that board games and now I guess you could say puzzle games, because this was a puzzle book kind of thing, I guess you would call it, are now getting movies. Battleship has a movie. Rock'em Sock'em Robots had a movie, the one that you saw.
Real Steel.
There you go.
Steel.
Real
awesome movie.
A lot of people thought it was awesome. I heard some people that didn't. What else?
They didn't watch them. They fell asleep.
They fell asleep? Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sad. And then there's the what was the other one that they're doing? I cannot remember. Monopoly's also getting a movie too.
Oh, seriously? Come on.
Serious. Now here's the thing. No. They're buying the rights to these movies, the rights to make them into movies. It doesn't necessarily mean a movie's going to happen. They just own the rights.
Because there's no way. I can't even see you build anything off of Monopoly. But Where's Waldo's got to be an interesting thing. I mean, for those who actually even played the game, or I never did. So it's kind of all right, so I guess it's time for us to go over our Netflix quick picks, and mine would be actually I saw this a while back before it was on Netflix. Was Dragon Hunters. It's a animated film, computer animated fantasy film. I didn't actually know this, but it was actually a television show first, but a cartoon, but a pretty good one on top of that. The graphics in it are really exceptional. The story is very impressive. You'll enjoy it. The kids loved it. Very good family film, and it's a really above par animation film. Actually, I'm pretty surprised Disney didn't try and snatch it and put their label on it. But I say check it out. It's good. It was made back in 2008, but it looks like it could have been made like 2012. That's how good the animation is on this movie.
My pick is going to be What Dreams May Come. I know you do not like this movie, Joe.
God awful. I can't even believe you recommended this.
I'm recommending it for different reasons. I
want to hear this. Why are you recommending this?
I'm recommending it not because it's a good storyline, because it's far from it. It's about a guy who dies and he's living in. Yeah, thank you. Robin Williams, and he's in this dream state, and Cuba Gooding Jr. is his spiritual guide to guide him through the dream state. And what's interesting to me is, one, the cinematography of it all, the colors and everything like that's very nice. If you have a flat screen LED TV and you have it on Blu-ray or you're streaming off of Netflix, it's very nice, rich color. Storyline, not so much. We plan on doing this once a week. It might not be both me and Joe. We might be alternating out different characters, but the show will be the same. So until next time, this is Odian saying goodbye. Joe, like any parting words?
Talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one, guys, and bye-bye.